Hey everyone, it's been 6 months since the last vlog. I really like capturing what Skeleseller has looked like at various points in development, which is what this video is going to be. I'm mostly just going to cover the changes. We're going to go through it pretty quickly, and it's going to be somewhat disjointed. Let's start with the intro cutscene. When you make a new game, you will now see the reason why you became a skeleton in the first place, which is that you were out on a quest and you got poisoned by a snake and you couldn't find an antidote. So let's skip through this. You are now dead, you were a skeleton, and there's your character. One of the first things you'll notice when you get into the game, if you played only 6 months ago, I guess, is that the UI has been totally overhauled. Here is the battle map where you choose where you want to do battle and you choose which adventures you want to use. And we now have completely custom artwork for all of this. This is just in Skeleseller. We used to be using some generic Dungeons and Dragons things as placeholders. So we can start a battle. And the next thing we'll notice here is that there are some window controls on the battles. So we can undock this, move this around at will. We can shrink this, we can expand it. This will let you really see the details of what's going on in a battle if you want to see how some abilities work or how much damage you're doing. I'm going to close this. We'll build a couple of random buildings here that already existed in the game so that we can show off the perks UI. You could already click a perks board or a building to see its perks, but now you don't need to back out into the town and click another one. You can just click the different tabs that are here. There are some big icons and you can click any of these perks to buy them if you want to. We also have some new graphics in the game. There are character portraits for every NPC. So there's a potion vendor portrait, there's the guildmaster portrait, and there is the chef slime portrait. There are a few other NPCs, but I'll just show a few of those. And then if we add in some items, all of these graphics are now custom for Skeleseller as well. These used to be from an asset pack, and now they match the style of the rest of the game. We've completely changed how leveling works. It used to be that you would have to beat one of the elite locations and then you would get a skill point for all of your adventurers. So I'll cheat in a bunch of adventurers here. So now we have all the adventurers. I don't think the farm existed before this, but that is now how you level up adventurers, or at least that's the first way. The way that the farm works is you drag potions onto the extractor and it plants a seed on your farm. And the stronger the potion, the more seeds it will plant at once. And you'll eventually upgrade your farm and clear out these rocks and get better crops. But we can see a carrot is now growing. And if I cheat a little bit here, we can make these grow instantaneously. And I harvest these and get a currency called wisdom sludge. And that's how we level up adventurers. So if I cheat in a whole bunch of wisdom sludge here, we can click any of these and we can level them up. Every even numbered level will get a skill point. So I'm level 2 now, so I got a skill point. I can put it in any of my skills. And in another couple levels, I'll get another skill point, and I'll also unlock one of these skills. So this is in a predetermined order, and there are a lot of synergies here. We have a total of 10 adventures in the game now, and each of them have 7 unlockable skills, and most of them have 3 innate skills. You can't put points into these, but this character has 5 of them. So quite a lot of skills have been added in the game, more content, different ways of leveling up. There's also a fishing pond. I'm nearly positive this wasn't here last time I made a video on this, but this is a way to get wisdom sludge a little bit faster than farming, but it involves your adventurers. So unlike in a normal game where you might fish manually, in this game, let's send some adventurers in and let's actually just make them all super powerful. So in this game, you battle the fish. And the joke here is that they don't fight you back. So your adventurers should always be at full life while they're doing this. Every fish that you catch, which again, we'll just cheat in some fish here. Every fish you catch gets cooked automatically into wisdom sludge. So that's another way of you getting this sludge that lets you level up adventurers. So now we could, if I hadn't cheated to get to max level, we could have leveled up some more from here. There's another new building that hasn't been totally finalized yet. It's the treasure room, and this is supposed to be for the latter half of the game. So after you've been playing for a couple hours, you'll probably unlock this and you'll get its corresponding weapon grinder and key storage. The way that this works is you purchase a treasure chest, and inside of it is one item so far. It's the Golem's enchanted rock shard. So that corresponds to this character, the Golem. And you can see this guild supplies thing now shows up here. So we're at level 1 and we need 1 supply to go up further. If we waited about 10 minutes, this chest would become openable. This isn't meant to be some like premium pay to win kind of thing. You get keys through the game. So I will upgrade one of these perks. We don't have icons for all of these yet, but I'll get this one. This will guarantee that we only get rare keys when we grind up weapons. So let's go cheat some weapons into the game and let's grind some of these up. So we're going to put these here. And when we put in enough value, we'll get a key out of it. This one is a skeleton key, so it will immediately open the chest regardless of how much time is remaining. And it will potentially add to how many items are in there. So now we also have a mushroom in there and we have 5 of each of these. So when I open this, we'll get these items. And if any of our workers were free, which right now there aren't many workers that we have, we could bring these to the guild. And when we do, we can increase the stats of our characters. So now our golem is level 2. and that means that we got plus 10 life and plus 2 power. Or actually we got plus 5 and plus 1, but that's what we'll get on the next level. So this is another way of powering up your adventurers in addition to just leveling them up. And I think it should be a fun way of playing the latter half of the game, like I mentioned. So those are the changes mostly to the main mode. There are also new perks that were added in. So I think in the last video, the Enchanter didn't have any perks. Now there are things like auto casting, where you can click one of these and it'll just automatically cast a spell whenever you have mana. There are some little graphical glitches from me cheating, like this sign wouldn't be there in the real game, but that's what happens when you cheat at games. So here's where we've been spending the last couple months, is on challenge mode. This mode is still rough around the edges. It is not in the demo, but it will be there for the full version. And this is what we did for the sake of replay value in the game. The main mode in the game, if you were to just click new game over here, is very laid back. There's no time limits. Challenge mode is meant to provide difficulty, and it's got an objective and a time limit. So for example, this is the farming specialization on easy mode, but as we pick harder modes, we get more and more constraints. So now enemies will do more damage, some things will cost more, etc. So let's just pick easy mode for now. And there are no constraints. We're going to start with a farm and most of its perks maxed out. So we start a new run. And if we scroll down to where the farm is, we can see it just got created. And if I cheat in some crops, we'll see we're planting everything. We have pumpkins, we have tomatoes. So this is a very different way of playing from some of the other specializations where maybe you start with more adventurers or maybe you start with a fishing pond. You can see at the upper left, there is a goal that was mentioned on that prior screen. So we have about 45 minutes to win. And here's our money amount. We're at 0% so far. And that on its own might seem like, okay, well, we've only changed the game a little bit. But then how you get perks is totally different. So normally in the base game, you would have to click this sign and you'd see farming perks appear and you'd be able to pick which specific one you want. But in this mode, it's much more like a roguelike game where you just buy a perk. And let's say I wanted a farming perk, I'm not guaranteed to get it. And in this particular case, there aren't that many farming perks left since my specialization started me with all of these on the left side. But yeah, we might figure out that we're low on customers, so we need to pick this one. Or maybe we want sales to be worth more, so we pick this one. But we might not get the same set of options again, so we have to be careful, and we can eventually earn reroll tokens that'll let us choose different perks. So very standard roguelike stuff, but this applies to everything in the game. So when it comes to leveling up adventurers, rather than spending your wisdom sludge on this tab that you saw earlier and clicking level up, there is no level up button now. Instead, you get battle perks, which work very similarly to how we just saw the town perks. So we only have the paladin right now, but we were offered perks for these 3 characters. We don't actually have any of these, but we can still figure out which one of these might be best. This one grants an ability, this one grants a bunch of power and haste, so let's go with the mage one. And then maybe we want to hire the mage. So we click hire, and we were actually offered the mage. I didn't script this. So we could pick them. It says you have 1 perk for them already. A lot of this UI will probably change and improve, but this is a very different way of playing through the game. So what used to be a laid back experience now turns into more of an RTS where you're making these high level decisions. You're still sending your adventurers into battle. You're choosing where you're going to put them, what parties you're going to make, how you level them up, what you choose to pursue. So as we win these, we will still get items, which we'll stock in our shops, and customers will still buy stuff. And it's just it's a nice way of adding some replay value, which I think a lot of people have been wanting. So this is the first time I've really shown off challenge mode in a video like this. If any of this looks interesting to you, I do urge you to check out the Steam page. I'll link it in the description. Only the demo is playable right now. This game is not available yet for purchase, and that means that challenge mode isn't available to play at all yet. But if you want to become a playtester, join Discord and send me a message, and I can probably set you up with that. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video.